Which way? Oh! Let's go! Yeah! Let's go! 2 for 2, baby!
Here we are.
Here we are.
We're still around, folks.
Yep. Good Neighbor Sports. Here
We
we
still
are.
have at least until Sunday to look forward to something.
Yep.
Holy moly.
That game, it had me out of my seat the whole game.
Holy. We got some clips to show you of our time watching the Ravens game. Got a little feisty at times, you know. But that's how we like it, you know, rough and rowdy.
Hard-nosed football, you know, they get it done.
That's right. You never like to see the starting quarterback go down, but man, the Bills, that was a gritty win.
You know, missed 2 field goals, thanks to yours truly. I helped the boys flick the field goal. Justin Tucker is just not meant for Buffalo sports in that whirling wind in the stadium, so he got a couple doinks, and that didn't really necessarily save them, or defeated them, but they definitely could have had those to have some extra points against the Bills, who only let them have 3 points the whole game.
Yeah, if those 2 field goals went in, then I think we're looking at a whole different outcome. I mean, the score would, you know, if you added the 6, we still would have won, but the momentum change that would have caused
yeah, it would have been 6-10, I think, when the Ravens were trying to drive up the field, and then all of a sudden they throw it off to Tyrone Johnson, Mr. Tyrone.
Oh yeah.
He took it to the house, 101-yard interception. That
Historic.
guy's crazy. Hopefully we got a clip of that.
But I'm looking at the stats of the game, and if you go back and look at the overall game stats, you probably would have guessed that the Ravens won that game. The Bills were only 31% efficient on third down. The Ravens were 41% efficient. Though, just remembering watching the game, I can, you know, definitely picture that there was not many third downs. Actually, there was only 4 the entire game for the Bills. Sacks, we doubled them. We had 4. They had 2. They kind of shot themselves in the foot with penalties with 8 for 59 yards. We, you know, all season have been pretty disciplined, which is a stark contrast from previous years, decades.
AKA Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan, yeah.
Those Bills are pretty dirty.
Yeah,
That's okay.
The Ravens had over 10 more minutes of possession than the Bills did. So looking at all those, you would probably just bet your bottom dollar the Ravens won. But man, you would not believe what the Bills were. 14-point victors.
Yep.
14. Yeah, that's math. That's good math right there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, you don't like seeing Lamar Jackson go down, but it is heartwarming to see all the Bills fans, you know, opening their wallets and donating to his favorite charity.
It's like almost up to $500,000 now.
That's
Last time I
insane.
checked, it was like $450,000. I mean, shout out to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Just the given city of good neighbors.
That's
good
right.
Neighbors, good neighbor sports. You know, we're just here to spread love.
Yeah, and have a good time, folks.
Exactly.
All right, let's get, you know, on with the future instead of the past. This AFC Championship game.
Here we are.
Yep. First of all, let's just talk about
made
the conference championship games as a whole. You have, I think, the 4 best quarterbacks that you could ask for. Each outcome of this season is going to have an amazing story. I think the least exciting would be a Kansas City repeat.
Yeah. Or an Aaron Rodgers win. I mean, they have enough.
They've had their time, but a Tom Brady win would just be historic, and we would all be witnessing history. But a Bills win would just take the cake.
Yeah.
Holy, I think
the whole country is rooting for Buffalo. I got people from college, from Connecticut and Michigan. And
I actually have a graphic I'll throw up on screen right now. There's a map based on people who are rooting for the Bills or different playoff contenders left based on state.
Too,
we have, I counted, we have 21 states. We have 21 states rooting for us, and they're some of the most, heavily populated. So I'd say we got at least half of the country on our side.
Yeah.
Join the bandwagon, I guess. You know, there's room.
It's going to cost you money if they win the Super Bowl.
It's going to cost you some. You got to jump on some tables to hop on the wagon. If you know what I'm saying.
Flaming tables.
That's right.
I want to add something. The Buffalo defense is the number 1 scoring defense in the postseason this year. So that's telling you something. They can hold them off to fucking only 3 points, and then they can also score a pick six off of you, intercept. The one thing too, Baltimore, they only ran. That was the only thing they knew how to do that game. But coming on to Kansas City, they do like to run. Clyde there, Edward Hilairs, right? I think Eclair, yeah, he's like those Eclair donuts things. He might be playing the game. He might not be. It's a game time decision. But they also have their backup running back who is pretty good too. So he's a little bit of a threat. But Bills just went and showed you, like, people were doubting their defense on how if they could stop the run and whatnot. But the Buffalo Bills, they can adapt to anything. That's just the thing.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about it. If you look back, if you kind of went back in time, back to the early of this season, Bills' defense was the problem, and it was our offense bailing us out over and over. Now, if you told me, like, future Austin comes, to the past and says, hey, it's our defense that is holding the playoffs together. Like, we knew we would be in the playoffs. Like, that's, that wouldn't surprise me. But our defense is picking it up. It's only...
I mean, if you told me that last year, I would be like, oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, in the middle of the season, like week 6, when we played the Kansas City Chiefs, if you told me then, I would be like, defense is a little bit to work with. So.
Yeah. Well, actually, now that you mention week 6, I have a feeling that this is a completely different Bills team than we saw in week 6.
Oh yeah.
Let me just list it off here. We had Trey White out the week prior, so he wasn't 100%. This was his returning week. Matt Milano was out, and when Matt Milano's in, he'll be back, or he'll be playing on Sunday. When he's in, the Bills are 12-0.
Yeah,
so
that's nuts.
He's big. Wallace, Knox, and Feliciano were all out. Josh Allen was still nursing that throwing shoulder injury. John Brown was injured. Edmonds was recovering. It was just a crippled Bills. And you look at the score. We were hanging in there. We had a chance to win that game. And
honestly, like, even the Bills had like a tight schedule that week. They had the Tennessee game. The Tuesday before that, they had to play a game Monday. They weren't sure if they're going to play Tennessee or Kansas City that week. So
it was a rescheduled game.
You're preparing for two teams and that's a lot of things to juggle. Even though you're the Buffalo Bills, you're a good coaching staff, but I think they're just more. I don't know if they're just limping and injured that week, but I think they'll definitely come back. They have a lot of key players coming.
You can pretty much just toss that game right out into the trash, because this is going to be pretty much the first time this season the Bills and the Chiefs meet. I think it's going to be the most competitive game of the season. One of, it's destined to be a classic. It's just great to be a part of it, and I'm buzzing.
There's people saying that the game is going to be up in the high 30s. That could be true, but honestly, my thinking, I think it might be a low-scoring game, and it'll be close. It'll come down to a field goal or 1 point or touchdown late at the game, but it's definitely going to be who's more clutch. Honestly, though, but last week I saw from Kansas City, when they're playing the Browns, they're about that far away from losing that game. And a helmet, they're not reviewing the helmet-to-helmet contact.
We're one bad call away.
That would have been a penalty for the Browns for the Lake Erie.
We could have had it.
We could have had the Lake Erie showdown, but it came down to inches. It comes down to millimeters in the playoffs. It comes down to inches in the regular season. But in these last two games, the Bills have to be precise and make up those millimeters. You know when to go and when to stay and when to fold them or when to go all in.
I think the Bills are, pretty competent in that sense. They have, I think, had the toughest road to the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying we're there yet, but if we get there, I think of all the teams, we had the toughest road to the Super Bowl. Kansas City was pretty much gift-wrapped AFC Championship appearance by garbage call against the Browns and just a week 1 bye. They got a week 1 bye from unconvincing wins. They're the reigning Super Bowl champions. You got to respect them. You got to fear them.
Patrick Mahomes did get hurt though too in that game. So.
Now let's talk about that. I think 100% he's coming back. Hold on. Tate, get the hell. Ready?
Technical difficulties. There you go.
Don't want him knocking over our camera here. But yeah, the Bills are the hotter team coming in. You know, I
what is it, 8-game winning streak? 8, 9? One
I
throw,
don't know at
one.
this point.
I know
Yeah.
for a fact it's one Hail Mary away from 12 winning 12 games in a row. So
right.
we do have the same record as the Chiefs right now.
That's right.
It'll
Now,
definitely be a game.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the only notable injury the Bills have is Zach Moss.
Zach Moss, yes. I looked at the Bills' injury report. Stephon Diggs is still on there for his oblique, but he's good. He's playing.
He's tough.
Gabe Davis was on there with something with his ankle, so he did not participate in yesterday or today. So
that could be rough.
he might be a game time decision. We don't know.
Yeah,
yet,
he might be just the red zone guy. You know how we've been using him. Just put him in for those plays.
We also have, I think we have Duke Williams activated as well,
Hell yeah.
so he can fill his spot. And then also we have Brown and Beasley. Beasley, he didn't even catch a pass last week. I think he was resting up. So.
Yeah, he didn't give the Chiefs any film to look at.
No, so Beasley, he's going to be in the slot, tearing it up.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Kansas City injuries, whole different story. They are peppered with them. Obviously, first and foremost, Patrick Mahomes. We believe he's going to play. It would be kind of not fun if he didn't. We want him to play. We want that matchup. We want the two best quarterbacks. There's still Tom Brady and
two best
Aaron
AFC
Rodgers.
quarterbacks.
Yeah, two youngest, the young guns. You know, isn't that interesting? It's the oldies versus the new guns.
It's interesting. We're like intertwined forever because we traded that pick for Mahomes to Kansas City back in 2018, 17.
Yeah. So Sammy Watkins, he's pretty much going to be in the game.
Yeah.
He was on the injured list. Hey, get down.
Damn cats.
He was on the injured list, but I've seen practice footage. He's all right.
Yeah, he'll be playing, so we'll have to cover.
Willie Gay is a linebacker. I don't know about him.
He's not gonna play.
No.
He has something, concussion or ankle, something along those lines.
So that's big. And then the biggest ones that I'm really focusing on, and it's going to be important whether or not they play, is their two top cornerbacks, Breeland and Fenton.
Yeah.
Breeland, he's got a concussion as well, and I think he's a little bit, worse off than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's still probably a game time decision. Fenton could play, could expect him to play, but if just one of them's out, that means one of our top receivers, whether it be Beasley or Diggs, Brown, like one of them is just going to be open because they just have trash at cornerback if it's not those two, which is not good if you're Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs.
I think the real question is what the Bills can do to the Chiefs defense, and if the Chiefs can really stop them in the air or in the rush. So we don't know if Singletary and TJ Yeldon will still be playing and getting a lot of carries, but hopefully. I know the Chiefs defense the running game wasn't looking too good against Cleveland.
No.
So
yeah. I think this game is going to come down to not from running backs, not from wide receivers. No. This game, I think, is really going to be in the hands of the tight ends of both sides.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce, you have one of the greatest players in the league.
He's the third in receiving or something like that.
Yeah, he's a tight end. Give me a break.
He's one of Mahomes' favorite target, if not his favorite target. So look for him wherever he just goes 5 yards down the field. Watch for him.
And the bad part is the Bills
watch for him.
Behind the Jets are the second worst defense when it comes to tight ends yards allowed. Yeah. Now, you would think that spells disaster, but Kansas City is fourth worst.
Yeah.
So, Dawson Knox, he's healthy, he's playing.
Tyler Kroft, if he's playing too. But I think we just need to nail down that role of the tight end for Kansas City, because if the Bills defense don't nail down Kelce and hold them to as much yards as we did to Andrews, the Baltimore tight end, if we hold them like that, then I think this game is over, Tate. This thing is just over.
Yeah. I mean, Milano's going to be on Kelce like white on rice, so I'm, hopeful that he has a big game, and I'm sure he will. I hate when this happens, when I get confident that the Bills should do well, because it usually spells disaster, and when I get nervous, they kill it. I was so nervous for the Ravens game.
Yeah, I'm still nervous for this one, though. You still got Patrick Mahomes throwing the rock to
He put up almost 300
Travis
yards
Kelce,
in one half of football before he got
Exactly.
injured. So
he's a wrecking ball.
yeah.
I'm a little scared, but you got to be on the side of optimism on Good Neighbor Sports. So we always look for the Bills' best way to win and how they can do it. So
Oh yeah.
we'll see if this will be our final episode of the season or if there's one more big video to come.
Ooh, we're gonna have to come up with something. We might have to buy a few more tables.
Yeah, I'll definitely jump through a table. I don't know about height. Nothing above 10 feet.
The next 60 minutes of Bills football will determine whether or not I have to tattoo Josh Allen's botched drawing of the Bills logo on my body somewhere.
There you go.
I want it to happen.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it happens.
I might have to do it too. I don't know.
You trust me that much?
We'll have to see after this week.
All
See
right.
how drunk I get.
Well, I trust the Bills. I trust that we're gonna have yet another weekend of just
Good Neighbor
pandemonium.
Sports talk.
Good Neighbor Sports. Man, check out the shop. We have a shop now up. A lot of fun
Right
new
here.
designs.
It's right here.
Yep, right. Where'd you point? Right here?
It's over here somewhere.
Right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's shirts with awesome designs. There's prints of this painting back here. I don't know if you've noticed it. And then there's also this brand new painting. We gotta clean up back here. This brand new painting I made to celebrate the game we have in store for us.
There it is.
The Bills versus the Chiefs. There are prints available for this. There's prints available for that. There's hoodies and T-shirts available.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
That's right, Tate.
That's right. All these cats.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope we're back for Super Bowl edition next week. And all I can say here is go Bills.
Yep. Go Bills. Here we are, AFC Championship. Woo! Go Bills.